Hello and welcome once again to Good Frickin Cookin with your host, Ryan Frick. That's me. Today we're going to make eggplant parmesan. This is one of those classic Italian dishes that everybody loves, so let's get to it, shall we? So first off, get yourself a couple of medium-sized eggplant, cut off the ends and then slice them up into half-inch thick pieces. Now, some people like to peel their eggplant. I don't. And some people like to cut them crossways. I find they fit in the pan better if you cut them lengthwise. Also, some people like to layer them in a colander with pinches of salt in between and let it go for a half hour or so and let the water drain out. But I was watching The Chew the other day and they were making eggplant parmesan on there. And Mario Batali said, I don't salt it because it makes it all tough and leathery. And dang it, if it's good enough for Mario, that's good enough for me. So I don't salt them. Next up is your cheeses. You want a pound of mozzarella. See, I got the fresh kind here that's already pre-sliced. And you also want some Parmesan cheese. Now you see I'm using fresh cheeses here. If you want to get the pre-shredded mozzarella and the shaky cheese out of a can, I think it'll probably come out all right. But after I aired my first video, I got razzed by a couple of my Italian friends, that I was using the shaky cheese. So you can see me here fighting with this box grater. So I hope I've made my friends happy by doing this. Anyway, you want to I ended up with about a cup and a half. You really should even use 2 or more, because it's not called eggplant mozzarella now, is it? So now we turn our attention to our dipping stations. You see I've got in one bowl 2 cups of flour, and I salt and pepper it pretty aggressively. Actually, you should only use just 1 cup as I had so much left over. Then I've got 5 eggs beaten here in another bowl. And then I've got about 3.5 cups of panko breadcrumbs. You should really only use about 2 cups because I had so much of that left over too. Anyway, go ahead and add in about half a cup of cheese into the breadcrumbs, and then you're all set. So as you can see here, I've got my dipping station lined up. From right to left, I've got the flour, then the egg, then the breadcrumb, and then a plate to put it on. So you just take 1 slice at a time, put it in the flour, shake off the excess, dip it, coat it fully with the egg, and then shake off the excess. Then go ahead into your panko and shake off the excess. Make sure it's all nicely coated, and then rest it on your plate. So when you're all done, it looks like this. You've got a couple of nice plates of them. So now it's time to fry them up. So in a fry pan, put in enough vegetable oil to fill it up about ½ inch or so, and heat that on high until it's good and hot. And when your oil's up to temp, go ahead and add in your pieces of eggplant, as many as will fit in, and you fry them a few minutes on each side until they're golden brown. Now pay attention to your heat while you're doing this. You really want these to fry good and hot, like you see them doing here. If they start to back off, you're going to have to raise your heat. I found that I had to keep my heat probably at medium-high to high at all times. So once they're nice and golden brown like you see here, go ahead and reserve them on a plate lined with a paper towel. So now it's time for the assembly. Get yourself a 9x13 pan and add in about 2 cups of sauce along the bottom. You're going to need about 6 cups total, so that'd be a third. Then go ahead and add in a third of your eggplant, and see how I hide the little pieces on the bottom there. Then go ahead and add in a third of your mozzarella. I'm breaking mine up into little pieces just so it covers more evenly. And then about a third of your Parmesan cheese. Now continue on repeating these steps with a third of sauce, eggplant, mozzarella, and then your Parmesan. Now at the end, we're going to mix it up a little bit and add our eggplant on first, the rest of it. I only had 3 slices. I just laid them over top like this. It's fine. Go ahead and cover it up with the rest of your sauce and then your cheeses. Now pop that into a 375-degree oven for about a ½ hour or so until your cheese is nice and golden brown. And when it's all done, it looks like this. Look at that. Oh, the melted cheese. It's nice and bubbling. Doesn't that look delicious? Anyway, you got to have patience and wait about 20-25 minutes to let it cool down enough to cut into, and then it's time to eat. My favorite part. Well, let's get a hunk of that in our bowl here, shall we? Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look awesome? I'm telling you. Well, I can't wait any longer. It's time for a bite. Oh yeah, taste is amazing. You know what would have made this even better is a little chopped fresh parsley on the top. I forgot that, but it was still great. Well, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. This is Ryan Frick with Good Frickin' Cookin'. Catch you later.